It's here. It's time. It's here. It's now. Morpeko. It's here. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Hi, hello, and howdy. Welcome to the UPBA Season 3, look at the graphics, draft analysis, draft anal, as we call them around here, you know. I'm Shayquaza, and we're going to get into it, dude. I made playoffs last season, that's the word. So I'm really looking forward to being able to compete again in the UPBA with a bunch of friends, bunch of homies, bunch of new people. We just got a whole big mess of everything this season. It's gonna be fun, man. But and listen, dude. Okay, before you even start typing your angry comment, look. I ain't rapping this one, okay? I know you're like waiting to see if like these words like end up making sense and rhyming in the end, but I'm not gonna rap this one, dude. Alright, look, it's getting real late in the gen. Everyone's playing fucking Pokemon Unite anyways. Nobody really cares that much about this. And I get that, dude. I'm on board. I'm here with you. I understand. However, we do have to upload this video, and we got another league to upload, and then another one after that, and then potentially a third one that may or may not get uploaded. So, still plenty of time to be fucking bored with this shit, you know what I mean? But, you know, I'm the coach of the Dallas Starmies, if you can't tell by the logo. You can already see my first pick. I won't get into it just yet, but I just, dude, like, I'm just getting not bored or overwhelmed. I'm just getting kind of tired of doing them. And like everyone I do, I think I put a little bit more effort into. I think like just from a song structure standpoint, they get a little bit better. And seeing them kind of go down in views as the generation goes on, which makes sense because, you know, right as soon as a game drops or a DLC drops, that's when shit's popping, you know. But then as time goes on, stuff doesn't get as many views. And if I'm going to put my heart and soul into these works of art. Sarcasm if you can't tell. But you know, it's a lot of work to do that shit. So if I don't feel like it's gonna pay off in the end for me, ain't doing it. And if you're still at like, just do it, I want to watch it, well then you should have shared it with more people, and I would have been like, wow, these are doing good, I gotta keep doing these, you know. So really, if you think about it, it's your fault. So any comments you want to direct towards me, why don't you go ahead and just fucking point it right back at you, you know? So, yeah, man, that's all I got to say about that. Cool, 2.5 minutes, haven't talked about a single Pokemon. We're doing great, dude. But right here we have Zeraora, and I had pick number 7. So, let's go over the first 6 picks. Dragapult, or Shifu Single Strike. Makes sense, dude. Makes so much sense. Those are arguably the 2 best Pokemon. One is fast as shit and does a bunch of different stuff. One of them clicks Wicked Blow and gets a kill, you know. Third went Mew. Fourth went Lando T. Fifth went Garchomp. And sixth went Zygarde. So, I didn't know what I wanted. Honestly, I had no idea. I've used almost everything this generation, and I didn't really know what I wanted. I was kind of thinking Garchomp would have been cool. I was like, there's no way Urshifu makes it to me, but if it does, obviously you have to take it. But I think that's what the other 4 people between me and when it got picked kind of had the same mindset, you know. But pick 7, Zeraora is still there. It is so god diggity darn fast that it just makes building around so easy. You just basically slap on a boosting item or a Shuka Berry, maybe an AV, and you just click buttons, man. It is a great start to a offensive pivoting team. Zeraora is one of those Pokemon where you don't want to run Volt Switch every single week. However, having the option to run it is fantastic for me on your AV sets, on your pivoting sets. If you want to run Bulk Up or Bandit or whatever, I get it. You're probably not going to be doing much switching out, because that's the whole point, is you want to click a button with this fast little boy. You know, you click a button, they switch in their ground type, it takes a knockoff, and then if it takes Rock's Chip, maybe you toxic it earlier or something, then all of a sudden it dies to close combat, and you're like, what the fuck just happened? How did this electric type kill my ground type when it doesn't get ice coverage, you know, or water coverage? It does get grass coverage, however, and Calm Mind, so that's the thing. But, you know, it's just fast as hell, and like I said, it's a great way to start a team. And you guys have seen us use this in the past. I think I do a pretty good job of winning not winning, do a pretty good job of using it, just because it does fit my playstyle extremely well. And it's one of those Pokemon that is so fast that it usually has at least 100 extra EVs that you can just dump into HP or, you know, defense, special defense, or whatever, and you end up living hits that you probably shouldn't in the first place, you know? So, next, we have a familiar face on the team, Darmanitan Galar. And this thing lasted... First of all, we got to talk about, you can see all the coaches at the bottom of these beautiful graphics. Imagination, you know? But, you can see all those coaches. There is 22 coaches. Count them up. Wait. Yeah, I had to double check just in case. But there's 22 coaches, man. So, I'm at pick 7. Pick 8 went all the way down to pick 22. Pick 22 went all the way back up to me. And this was still here in the second highest tier. I guess this is gonna rhyme, dude. Oops! Guess I'm rapping! Sorry if that was super loud. But I'm not gonna not take Darm, dude. I took it round 1 last time just because I think I had the very last pick or the second to last pick or something. And this was the only thing left that I really wanted to use, you know? Now, this time it lasted all the way to round 2 for me at pick 7. Out of 22 coaches, dude, that is bong diddly onkers, dude. That is bonk diddly onkers, if I do say so myself. And yes, I said it different the first time and the second time, but I made it right the second time, so get off me. But Darmzera is a core we are pretty familiar with here in the Dallas Darmies. If you guys saw my PTL run at the beginning of the gen, this was before Crown Tundra, before Isle of Armor. This was just raw dog, sword and shield, man, just doing Dynamax adventures and all that shit. I won a league PTL with these two Pokemon as my first 2 picks. I believe the order was reversed, just because, you know, it was the first draft of the gen, shiny new toy syndrome. I was like, darn G, taking it. And I won the league. Not only did I win the league, but I actually went undefeated. Like, I won from week 1 all the way to the finals, which is insane. You guys know how I play. That should never happen, dude. That should never happen. But it is kind of understandable because that was in Division 3 of the PTL. So, like, all the super good try-hard guys were in Div 1. Div 2, you know, they're good, but they're no Div 1. And then there's Div 3, which was the people who had been in it before and hadn't done so well, and then the newcomers to the league. Now, I knew dozens of people in this league. I knew shit tons of people in this league. I knew, like, probably more than half of these people are my friends in this league. In all the divisions and shit, you know? And for some reason, they still stuck me in Div 3. And I'll tell you, dude, I'm not the best player. I'm not the best builder, not the best fucking anything. But when you put me in Div 3, you give me a Darm and a Zera, I'm gonna fuck some shit up. And shit was fucked up. And I will say, there was one game I should have lost, but I hacked on the very last turn of the game and I won. But that's the game we played, dude. And that might have been the origin story of Lucky and Bad. That might have been when I fell into the nuclear runoff or whatever it is. You know, it's like how Captain Underpants gets whatever diddled or some shit, and then he's like a superhero. This is me, dude. All I had to do was put in Div 3 and be like, okay, I want to show these motherfuckers, and then you just win everything, and it's fun, you know? That was also on Showdown, and you can find that on my channel if you do want to watch it, but Darmanitan Galar, man, is such a good Pokemon. It's so slept on. A lot of people do not like it. I, in fact, know that one person in this league straight up said they do not like this Pokemon, and that they do not like button clickers, and we play them. So guess what we're doing to them when we play? Ha! So, but... It's got a built-in choice band, so you slap a Scarf on it, you're faster than everything. The only downfall to this is that it's an ice type that likes to click U-turn, so you do either need good removal or you're going to be running boots every week. And let me tell you, dude, I ain't running boots every week. Next, we have Slowking. And Slowking, well, one of the slows, one of the original, not the Galar ones, has been something that I've wanted to use for a few drafts now just because of Teleport Regen. Teleport Regen is absolutely insane that that's a combination that exists. So you can just send this guy out, take any attack. This thing takes super effective hits like fucking nothing. Teleport out, regen a third of your health back, yeet yourself on out of there, and then switch into whatever offensive threat you want. So if I'm in with Zeraora and they switch into their ground type, I can switch into this, and then they'll be like, oh, okay, well, I want to take a Scald. Let me go into my grass type. So I'll teleport out, and then all of a sudden, it's Darmanitan versus a ground type versus a grass type, and something dies to Icicle Crash, or something gets pivoted on with U-turn. So like, I really, really vibe with this Pokemon. I think it's going to be cool shit. I wanted Slow Bro. That did get taken a few rounds before this. Slow King will do just fine, dude. In my opinion, I think they can kind of be swapped around a little bit. I think Bro is better just because its Fizz Def is higher rather than its Spid Def. So you can slap an Assault Vest on if you need, and then, have good stats both ways. However, then you can't click Teleport, and that defeats the whole purpose of drafting this thing anyways, man. So I think this will do just fine. But we needed a bulky water. I haven't been drafting like good bulky waters lately, so I wanted to make sure I got one, and I got it early, or what I thought was early, and then fucking Slowbro went 2 picks before this, and I was like, okay, well, I'm glad I was getting this early, But just these 3 Pokemon alone work so well together. I'm so excited to use it. We got momentum out the wazoo with these guys, and having a little bit of bulk, and none of these Pokemon are frail necessarily. Darmanitan has what's the HP stat? Like 4,000 HP. It's crazy. I don't know what happened, but it has almost as much HP as it does attack after it's belly drummed in Zen mode. But like I said, they work together well. They all pivot around. They all can eat a hit or two if need be. And I'm looking forward to using them in conjunction. Next, we have Lando I. This is a Pokemon that I've wanted to use for a little while, but like only because I saw Lars last season, if I'm not mistaken, El Scizor, have so much fun with it. He was clicking buttons all willy-nilly, setting up, doing fun stuff, and I was like, holy shit, I gotta try this guy. Because what I look for in a ground type is the ability to pivot, the ability to set rocks, and then obviously being just a ground type that isn't, I don't really like drafting like Gastrodon or like, Seismitoad. I fuck with Swampert now because Flip Turn, but I don't really like the other ones like that. So if you're going to have a dual-typed ground type, this works. You know what I'm saying? So, Lando I is just a banger of a Pokemon, really. This is Sand Force, obviously. This didn't Sheer Force didn't last until round 4, but it gets Stealth Rocks, it gets U-Turn, it gets Calm Mind. Does it get Nasty Plot? I'm going to look this up right now. I know Torn and Thundy get Nasty Plot. Did they finally give it to this? I should look this up ahead of time, but let's find out together instead. I also don't know how to type, so that's fun. Okay, well that was very rude. It doesn't get Nasty Plot. Okay. Noted. But it still gets SD, still gets Calm Mind, still gets Bulk Up. I think it's Bulk Up. I've already closed out of it, or I would look it up again, but super good pivot for the team. Gives us a ground immunity for that Zeraora. This gives us a another electric immunity for the Slow King, so that way Zeraora isn't pressured to be our electric type switch in. We do have something we can toss in there if we need to. And just being a Landorus, man, just being a legendary, having those stats, pretty thick stats all around. It's not really lacking in any category. Over base 100 speed, which is really nice. So this as a Scarfer is going to beat your Victinis, beat your Jirachis, all that chicken stuff, bull stuff. And hey, I'm trying to swear less, so let's do that. But I just really like this Pokemon. I think it's going to fit on the team really well. Never used it before, but I refused to draft. I always hated Lando T because I used to play the ladder, and then I was like, I'm so sick of seeing this fucking thing on my screen. Hey, remember when I said I was going to cuss less? But Lando I seems fun, and I actually think I would be able to use Lando T pretty well. But, oops. So, next up, we have Whimsicott. Round 5 Whimsicott, baby. Somebody get Dr. Slacking on the phone because we have round 5 Whimsicott. This thing looked so good for this team, dude. Being able to Encore stuff, Leech Seed stuff, Memento on stuff, also being a pivot, being just a fairy type in general is really nice for this. It's a grass type too, but it's kind of one of those Pokemon, it's kind of like Kartana for me, that I don't really think of it as a grass type or a fairy type. I kind of think of it as just a disruptor. It'll come in on an earthquake or whatever and live a hit, and then it'll be able to just either U-turn out, it can stun spore, it can just annoy the ever-living heck out of you. And then you're going to want to switch out because you're like, I don't want my sweeper to get stun spored. I don't want my, I don't want my fat Pokemon to get leech seeded. So let me switch out, and then I just click U-turn. I can click Tailwind. I can do whatever I want, man. It's got so many options. Dr. Slacking says this is the best Pokemon in draft format, and I don't know about all that, but I do really, really, really like Whimsicott. And I've used it before. I believe in APA? UPBA? I think it was in this league last season. Yeah. And it did everything I needed it to do. It hit almost all its stun spores, and that's really all you can ask for in a Whimsicott, you know? Great Pokemon. Not the strongest, but its dual stabs are pretty spammable. And then it's like just bulky enough, to live a few hits. And, last season I pledged not to ever subseed anybody. But this time, I kind of feel like being a dick, so I might just subseed somebody. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. Next, we have Talonflame. Talonflame is don't like it. Hate drafting it. Didn't wanna. That's just that's the end of the sentence. But Talonflame was super necessary for me because I needed not only a flying type that actually uses flying type moves, I needed a fire type as well. I wanted to keep that pivoting momentum going up, and then also my speed tiers at this point were looking a little bit whack because I had Zeraora at 194, and then I had Whimsicott at 116, which you don't really run max speed on Whimsicott. It's already got Prankster. You're already going first anyways, so you're really going to invest more defensively. I have run it fast several times, and I will continue to do that if the matchup requires it, but you don't really do that all the time, So having a nice 126, if I'm not mistaken, speed tier with Talonflame is really, really nice. SD Flareblitz Bravebird is also looking pretty nice, if I do say so myself. Gale Wings, while it did get nerfed, which is a little bit annoying. And now that I have it on my team, I'm against the Gale Wings nerf. Up until now, I was all for saying screw Talonflame, But since it is, since it's on our team now, it does kind of suck. But at least we get one good, strong priority Bravebird off. You know what I mean? So we've got Zeraora, which is fast as hell. We've got Whimsicott, which is going to be, which is Prankster, which is going to be coming at you quick. Darmanitan, which is always going to be Choice Scarf, fast as fuck. And then we got Talonflame, who is already pretty fast, and then has priority on top of that. So our team is looking super, super speedy. I'm almost always going to be clicking my button first. I like it, and then Slowking, just in case you want to bring Trick Room, dude, I got the answer. You know what I mean? I have the king of all things slow. Next, we have Klefki. I figured, you know what, dude, let's get double Prankster fairies. I realized I needed a steel type. I wanted some spikes, Prankster T-Wave is always nice. We have Prankster Stun Spore and Prankster T-Wave, so if I don't hit my Stun Spore, dude, I'm gonna hit my T-Wave, But this is another one of those Pokemon that doesn't really do the things that its typing would normally require it to do. But now that I have two fairies that aren't really fairies, I think that in total, in conjunction, makes one fairy, right? So I got half a grass type, one full fairy, and half a steel type. Actually, I think defensively it does work pretty well as a steel type. It doesn't get Iron Head, which is dumb because its head is made of iron. Would you not drink enough fucking milk, buddy? That's calcium. I don't know. Drink something. Come on, man. Tighten up. But we got the keys. And Prankster, dude, we're just going to be setting up spikes. You guys know I love me some spikes. This thing does not get momentum. This is the first Pokemon on this team to not get momentum in any way. But let's just say I've already played week 1, and I think I found a way to give it momentum. And first of all, dying is momentum. So getting up a spike and sacking, that's momentum. Technically, that is momentum. And but there's some items and stuff you can do that make it just fine. But there's not really much else to say. Spikes, man, that's pretty much it. I wanted spikes, and I needed a steel type. And at this point, by pick 7, every good steel type is gone in every draft ever. You know what I mean? By pick 7. you're like, do I want Bisharp or do I want Duraludon? You know, and neither of those are, you know, they're like, you can't switch those into fucking fairy hits. So it doesn't work, and I got me a key. You know what? Whatever. Next, we got Dragalge. I'm using this currently in UPA, and it is fantastic, dude. It hits like a truck. It hits so hard with adaptability. People are forced out by this thing all the time. It hits so hard. It will nab a kill if you don't switch into your steel type. Your steel type, your fairy type if you're predicting the dragon move. However, if I click Sludge Bomb and get you, you're down 1 fairy, dude. Now I got 2 fairies. You got none. What happened? Where's... what? You know? But the fact that this got flip turn now is absolutely amazing. It makes me so happy. You can slap an AV on this. You can live specially offensive hits for days. You can flip turn around. Your dual stab is amazing. And then getting Focus Blast to be able to hit the steel types, as well as Shadow Ball to be able to hit maybe the bulkier ghosts that you don't want to deal with. It's just a great Pokemon, man. I really do love this thing. I've been using it a lot lately, and I've been absolutely falling in love with it. However, now we do have a Zeraora, a Klefki, and a Dragalge on our team, and it's kind of a lot of ground weaknesses, but we do also, at least our fire type is also a ground immunity, and we do have a Landorus that we can switch in, and Slowking has never given a fuck about a ground type, dude. It's never cared. He'll spit hot water at you, you know, he don't care. But I can't say enough good things about Dragalge, man. It just fits the team really well. I think, obviously, other than being weak to Ice and Dragon and Ground and Psychic. Ice, Dragon, Ground, Psychic. I think that's it. Is that it? That seems like it. Ice, Dragon, Ground, Psychic. I'm probably forgetting one. But 4 weaknesses, maybe 5 if I forgot one, isn't bad at all, especially for such a strong Pokemon. And then, like I said, being able to get momentum and flippity-flip around to bring in one of my big threats. I'm so excited to use this thing. And then sometimes it'll just be choice specs, and you'll be like, oh, he's going to flip turn, I'm going to stay in. And then you just die. And then when I'm at -2 from dropping a Draco, I still kill something on the next turn because it's just that strong. Holy heck. Next, we're going back to our roots, dude. I haven't drafted this guy in a little while. I've been kind of overdoing it with my Clay Dolls and my Acelgors, you know. Been just drafting them all over the place. So I got a different spiker this time, and I was like, you know what? I need a spinner. I've got so much defog on this team right now. I've got Landorus gets it, Whimsicott gets it, as Prankster, Talonflame gets it, and I believe that, I don't know if that applies to Gale Wings or not, but we'll see. We've got it again on Klefki, Prankster, and I realized, and also Dragalge gets T-Spikes, so just hooray, you know? So Hitmonlee is a spinner, obviously, and that is cool. And then it's also a fighting type, and I do like having a fighting type on the team. Dark types are very, very scary, especially when your fairy is Whimsicott. So you want to have a good fighting type. If I'm not mistaken, 7 or 8 teams, maybe not 7 or 8, maybe it's 6 or 7. I don't know. A bunch of other teams have terrain, so I don't even need to have terrain to do Unburden. You can curse, you can fake out, you can do whatever you want. You can just run White Herb CC and then do it like that. It can get the +2 speed on its own. It doesn't necessarily need terrain, but if I'm playing a terrain team, hey, cool. Psychic Seed, fuck you, Lele. Poison Jab to your mouth, you know? But it does, and it is a spinner, obviously, like I've mentioned. You slap a Life Orb on this thing, you spin, get the hazards away, now you're at +1 speed, then all of a sudden Reckless High Jump Kick is just claiming kills, and it is just strong enough. I think it's 120 base attack, so if you do want to switch in your Ghost type on a High Jump Kick or whatever, it's got a really strong knockoff coming your way. So I think it's a really good Pokemon. Also gets stuff like Blaze Kick. I don't think it gets Triple Axle, which is ridiculous, because this is the Pokemon known for kicking things. Hey, let's give it to Hitmontop, and not the leg Pokemon. What the fuck, Game Freak? But I really like Old McBadbat here. I haven't used it in a while, and I think it was time to bring it back, you know? Next, dude, it's here. It's time. It's here. It's now. Morpeko, it's here. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Are you looking? Are you looking? I don't think you're looking. Oh, he's so cute, dude. And look at it, just a little guy. He's got a little nut. He's got a little nut. You know why he's got a little nut? Because that's what happened when I drafted this motherfucker. A little nut, you know? It was amazing. I already have an electric type. This being my dark type is a little bit iffy just because, you know, then Aura Wheel is only a real dark type move 2 times. And you can run Crunch, but Crunch isn't quite as strong as Aura Wheel. Because that's kind of the drawing factor of this Pokemon is... I just realized his hand is in a little pocket, dude. He's got tiny little pockets. Look at his little tooth in his little pocket. Oh my god. Morpeko has more pockets than women's clothing. What is going on? Holy shit. But this is probably my favorite Pokemon now, guys. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's Marnie. Maybe it's just adorable. I don't know. Maybe he's born with it. But I'm just going to stack... I'm just going to hog all the removal, I guess. We got Defog, like I said, out the wazoo. Now we got a spinner in Hitmonlee. Now we got a second spinner in Morpeko. And I don't really need this on my team. I wanted a dark type, and it kind of doubles up on a speed tier. It doubles up on electric types. I don't care. I want to use Morpeko. This is one of the last leagues of the gen. This is going to be for fun. This is me clicking buttons. This is me getting momentum. The parting shot is really nice. Aura Wheel, I almost said Aura Sphere. Aura Wheel is super spammable just because it's the only electric move that's not blocked by ground types, you know? I mean, half the time. But parting shot, being able to get stuff at -1 so I can set up with one of my... So many of my other setup sweepers is just really nice, man. And look at him! I'll yell again. You think I won't? I'll do it. But I love Morpeko, and I'm so glad he's on the team. And this was 5 points. We have 12 left. So now we have 7 points. And there was one thing chilling in the 7-point tier that we used to kind of draft a lot. And we used to draft it a lot. And when I say we, it was because me and Chris and Pat would always do drafts together. And we would always, sometimes, well, we would always be in drafts together. And then sometimes we would all be on the same team and draft. And then take turns playing or whatever. But there's one more Pokemon. When you don't know what you want, just get everything. And that's the best advice I can give you, dude. I picked up Ditto. I figured if I have Ditto, no one can reverse sweep me with my Zeraora, with my Darmanitan, with my Landorus, with my Talonflame, with my Hitmonlee, with my Morpeko, you know? Now, not only do I have arguably my favorite Pokemon right now, Morpeko, I also have everybody else's favorite Pokemon, unless it's on my team. You know, if you draft your favorite Pokemon, guess what? Don't set up with him, or he's mine now. You still have a Choice Scarf on this thing. This is best 6th Mon in Pokemon right here. If you don't know what else you need, slap this guy on there, and then at least your opponent won't be able to set up sweep you, unless it's like bulk up or something like that. But just having this on the team forces so much prep, even if this guy comes to 0 games, which I'll tell you, he's never not coming to any games. Because worst case scenario, I'm going to bring him to 1 game, and then everybody's going to be like looking at the stats like, oh, he's brought him before. He doesn't, you know, I can't bring my fucking setup sweeper. But so many reasons for drafting this, mainly just so I don't have to play it, but it is also, like I said, really nice to just slap on a team. I think the team works together really well. I don't know traditionally how well of a draft league team this is. I've kind of gone away from the standard, you need this and this and then cores and then you gotta have this. I do my best to get everything in there, but a lot of times you end up with Klefki, Whimsicott, and you end up having 1 real fairy type because 2 half fairies make a whole fairy, you know. But I don't know what the fuck that was. But I like it. I really do. I think this is the most fun team I've ever drafted. I don't like Talonflame. I really do not. But if it's the speed tiers, and that'll help people, that'll stop people from being able to run like modest base 130s versus me, or adamant base 130s, whatever shit like that. So I mess with it, man. I like I said, I like the team altogether. I want to know what you guys think. I did just see in the official, unofficial power rankings that my team was ranked 11th overall. The past 2 times Luke Time has done rankings for us, we've had super high rankings, and then I don't think we've done that good in the seasons. You know, like we've made playoffs but barely, or we've done good and then we've lost round 1. So maybe that's the curse. Maybe it's the getting good power rankings and then you just blow your load early and you do bad, or you don't make, you know, finals or whatever. But now this is the perfect storm. We got a mid-tier rating from old Luke Time, who's kind of the GOAT, by the way. He's been killing it with the PRs. A lot of work goes into those, so you got to respect it. But this is probably the most me team I've ever drafted. My UPA team is up there too, but this just screams my playstyle. You know, I went through my button clicking phase. I went through my hyper offense phase. I went through way earlier, like my regen core phase. If you remember, dude, if you remember regen cores on this channel, you've been around for a while. But now, what I think my new thing is just momentum, man. So having momentum on every single Pokemon except for Klefki and Hitmonlee, this I'm not gonna really count it in that because it could very well have momentum from your bonus team. But everything being able to pivot, barring those two Pokemon, is amazing. And those two Pokemon don't really care. They like staying in. They like clicking the buttons that they get to click. So I know I didn't wrap this. I know I spent 30 minutes yelling about more Pico or whatever, but I really do enjoy this team. I'm glad I get to play with so many homies, dude. Look at this shit, man. Gray's in here. D-Ray, Kelly, Matt, me, dude. Me. Lux is in here. Lux is back. Where's Lux been, dude? JB's up in this bitch. Fucking Dorian's here. Razor Claw's here too, dude. Oh my god, we have so many homies in here. I'm excited to be able to play all our friends all over again, and we'll just, you know, we'll have a few more last hurrahs in this generation before we switch to whatever else is going to be in the future, you know. So, like, subscribe, do all that bullshit. This has kind of just been me hanging out with you guys and a little bit talking about Pokemon, I feel like, you know, but that's just it. That's how the channel goes at this point. So thanks guys for watching. I'll see you with week 1. We play our boy Dorian week 1. Speaking of homies, we play our boy Dorian week 1. So, you know, it's gonna be fun. Bye forever.